All right, so are you ready to really dive deep into prepping for this meat and meat products shop manager interview?
I'm ready.
Okay, great. Because you have this big interview coming up,
Yeah.
and we're here to help you just absolutely crush it.
Uh,
So we've got these two awesome guides from RoleCatcher.
mm-hmm.
One breaks down the career itself,
Okay.
and another one that's packed with interview questions.
Yeah.
And we're going to use these to get you not just like answering the questions,
Yeah.
but really impressing the interviewer.
That's the goal.
Exactly.
You want to stand out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and what's so great about these is they go beyond just the surface.
Yes, definitely.
Like, they're not just going to tell you, oh, be enthusiastic. They're going to give you the tools to, like, show off real meat industry knowledge
Exactly.
and experience, even if you don't have a ton of direct experience in the meat industry.
Yeah. And that's a great point.
Okay.
Because a lot of times people think, oh, I have to have worked in a butcher shop to get this job. But these guides really highlight how you can pull from other experiences and kind of showcase your passion.
Totally. And we're also going to sprinkle in how RoleCatcher's AI can help you
Yes.
like personalize your answers
Love that.
to really hit the mark with the specific shop that you're applying to.
Absolutely. Because every shop is a little bit different, right? They
Mhm.
might have different specialties, different customer base.
Okay.
So tailoring your answers is key.
Okay, so first,
Okay.
before we get into the questions, let's paint a picture of what this job really entails.
Yeah, let's set the stage.
Because it's not your typical retail gig.
No,
It is not. The career guide actually makes that super clear right away.
it does right from the beginning.
We're talking about specialized shops.
Yeah,
So you need to demonstrate like a deeper understanding of this whole world.
absolutely. So think beyond, just stacking shelves and checking people out at a register.
Right.
This is about sourcing quality meats,
Yeah.
understanding those different cuts,
Mm.
making sure that storage is on point,
Yeah.
creating an appealing display that draws customers in.
It's visual merchandising too.
It's a whole art.
Right.
And then there's the customer interaction aspect.
And don't forget the customers.
Right.
Because you are going to be dealing with people who are passionate about their meat.
That's for sure.
So you're going to need to handle some tricky questions.
Yeah, they're going to have questions about cuts,
Yeah.
about preparation methods,
Yeah.
maybe even sourcing and sustainability.
Right. And maybe even some complaints.
Oh, yes, of course. You can't please everyone all the time.
No. And so while keeping that shop running smoothly,
It's a lot to juggle.
yeah. And the guide even mentions those physical demands and the long hours.
Oh, yes.
So you're going to need to show that you're ready.
Be prepared to be on your feet.
Yeah.
To lift and move things
Yeah.
early mornings, late nights.
And that you're passionate about it,
Exactly.
so that you can handle it.
Passion is your fuel.
Yes. Okay, so it's definitely not a desk job.
Not at all.
Okay, so let's get into those interview questions.
All right, let's do it.
So the first one that pops up in both of the guides
Okay.
is, can you tell us about your experience working in the meat and meat products industry?
Okay, straightforward enough.
Right, but it seems straightforward.
Yeah.
But it's way more than just listing your past jobs.
Absolutely. It's about going deeper.
Yeah.
It's showing them you're not just here for a paycheck.
Yeah.
You're here because you have a genuine interest in this world.
And here's where it gets interesting.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So the interviewer is looking for proof of your passion and knowledge.
Passion and knowledge, two key ingredients.
Yeah, so even if your experience isn't directly in a meat shop,
Right.
think about how you can showcase those transferable skills.
Yes, pull from your toolbox of experiences.
Exactly. So have you managed a team in another food retail setting?
Right, maybe you worked at a grocery store.
Yeah.
Or a specialty food shop.
Or even a restaurant?
Even a restaurant, yeah.
Or have you just always been fascinated by butchery?
That counts too.
Yeah.
Maybe you're a home cook who loves experimenting with different cuts and techniques.
Yeah.
That shows initiative and passion.
Okay.
So it's all about framing your answer to highlight those relevant skills.
I love that.
So for example, you could say, while my previous role was in a grocery store's produce department, I've always been drawn to the meat industry. I love learning about different cuts and preparation methods, and I even took a butchery course online to deepen my knowledge.
See?
Well, yeah.
Now you're not just an applicant.
Right.
You're someone with a genuine interest who has
Exactly.
taken initiative to learn.
Self-starter.
Yes. Okay. And speaking of initiative,
Okay.
let's talk about the next question.
Hit me with it.
How do you ensure that the meat and meat products are of high quality and meet customer expectations?
Our quality control. That's a big one.
Yeah. So this one's all about showing that you understand quality control in this specific context.
Yes, very important.
So don't just talk about general retail practices.
Right. We're not talking about just making sure the shelves are dusted.
Yeah.
This is about the meat itself.
Right. So think sourcing from reputable suppliers.
Yeah. Knowing where your meat comes from.
Yeah. Implementing strict storage and handling procedures.
Temperature control is key.
Yeah.
Proper handling to prevent contamination.
Exactly. And conducting regular quality checks.
Absolutely. Got to make sure that meat is fresh and safe.
Mm-hmm. You're managing a perishable product here.
Exactly.
So demonstrating that you understand those nuances is key.
You're the gatekeeper of quality.
Yes. The interview guide even suggests going beyond just the processes.
Okay.
Talk about how you would lead your team
That's a great point.
to deliver that quality.
Yeah, because you're not just working solo.
Right.
You're going to have a team of butchers and sales staff.
Yeah.
And everyone needs to be on the same page when it comes to quality.
Okay, so imagine you're asked, how would you train your team to maintain high standards?
Ooh, good question.
What would you say?
Well, you could talk about implementing a buddy system for new hires,
Oh, I like that.
where they shadow experienced butchers.
Yeah.
You could emphasize the importance of visual inspection, looking for any signs of spoilage or damage,
Right.
even holding regular team meetings to discuss quality control best practices.
So building that culture of quality.
Exactly. Make it part of the shop's DNA.
Okay, let's pause here for a second
Okay.
and talk about RoleCatcher's AI.
I was hoping we would get to that.
Yes, because imagine you're struggling to tailor your answer about quality control to the specific shop that you're interviewing at.
Right, because every shop has its own unique focus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe they're known for their dry-aged beef
Yeah.
or locally sourced pork.
Or maybe they have a special emphasis on organic and sustainable meats.
Right, and that's where RoleCatcher's AI comes in.
It's like a secret weapon.
So it analyzes the job description, and it helps you identify those keywords and skills.
So it does the heavy lifting for you.
Yeah, that are most important to this employer.
It's like having a personal recruiter in your pocket.
It is, and then it gives you feedback on your answers
How cool.
and suggests ways to make them even stronger.
Okay, so it's not just telling you what's wrong.
Right.
It's giving you concrete steps to improve.
It's like having a personal interview coach.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Technology is really changing the game when it comes to job hunting.
In your pocket.
No, right?
Okay, so let's get back to those questions.
All right, I'm ready for more.
Are you ready?
Yeah, bring it on.
Okay.
Let's do this. All right, so this next question really puts those leadership skills front and center.
Okay.
How do you manage and motivate a team to meet sales targets and other key performance indicators?
Oh, yeah. This one's a biggie.
It is, and don't just fall back on saying you're a team player.
Right.
Everyone says that.
Yeah.
The interviewer wants to see how you actually lead.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
Right. So think about how you set those clear targets, how you communicate those expectations, provide constructive feedback, not just criticism, but helpful guidance, and even how you recognize strong performance.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, you want to celebrate those wins.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times people think about leadership as like telling people what to do.
Right, the command and control style?
Yeah, but it's so much more nuanced than that.
Absolutely. It's about empowering your team.
Yeah.
To do their best work.
Right, because if your team is motivated, it's going to translate into happy customers.
Happy customers, happy bottom line.
And a successful shop.
Everyone wins.
So how would you answer if they followed up with something like, what's your approach to dealing with an underperforming team member?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's where you really show your leadership chops.
Yeah, because everyone has that employee that's maybe not pulling their weight.
It's inevitable.
Yeah.
So you want to show that you can handle those tougher situations with empathy and fairness.
Okay.
So you could talk about how you'd first try to understand the root cause of the underperformance.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, is it a lack of training? Are they struggling with a personal issue that's affecting their work?
Right.
Maybe they're just not in the right role.
Yeah.
There could be a lot of reasons.
Right.
So once you understand what's going on, you can outline your strategy for providing support, setting those clear expectations and following up regularly.
So it's kind of like a coaching mentality.
Exactly.
Rather than just like, you're fired.
Right. Punishment doesn't usually get the best results. It's about helping them improve.
And maybe you even have like an anecdote about a time
Oh, that's a great idea.
that you helped a struggling employee turn things around.
Stories are so powerful.
They are.
They bring your experience to life.
And they make you so much more memorable as a candidate.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So speaking of stories,
Yeah.
This next question is perfect for showcasing your problem-solving skills.
Okay, hit me.
How do you ensure that the meat and meat products shop is always fully stocked and well presented for customers?
Okay, so we're talking about presentation.
We are.
Cleanliness?
It's more than just that, though.
Yeah, it's that whole customer experience.
Exactly. You want to create an environment that's inviting,
Yeah.
appealing.
Like a feast for the eyes.
Exactly. And the career guide really emphasizes this.
Yeah.
The link between a well-maintained shop and better sales.
It makes sense.
It does. Customers equate that visually appealing, well-stocked shop with quality and freshness.
Yeah, it shows that you care.
Exactly.
So when you're answering this question, you want to highlight your understanding of inventory management.
Right, keeping those shelves stocked.
Yeah, visual merchandising, making that display case look amazing.
Like a work of art.
Yeah, and anticipating those customer needs.
Being one step ahead. Knowing what they want before they even know they want it.
So, for example,
Uh-huh.
maybe you implemented a system in a previous role that reduced waste
Oh, that's a good one.
and ensured that those popular cuts
Yes,
were always available.
that's a win-win.
Yeah, so you're showing that you understand the practicalities of running a shop,
Yes.
not just the customer-facing side.
It's about the whole operation.
Yeah, what if they asked?
Yeah.
Can you describe a time you implemented a successful visual merchandising strategy?
Oh, that's a fun one. You could get creative with that.
So how would you answer that?
Well, maybe you could talk about how you designed a thematic display
Oh, yeah.
for a holiday promotion.
Okay.
Highlighting those seasonal recipes and specific cuts of meat.
Sure, it's good.
Or maybe you reorganize the display case to better showcase those premium cuts, and increase sales.
So you're showing that you're thinking strategically about how to present the products.
Exactly. It's about creating that visual appeal.
That draws customers in.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit.
Okay, where are we going?
So the career guide actually talks about the different stages
Boy, that's helpful.
of a meat and meat products shop manager's career,
Yeah.
which I think can give you a really valuable roadmap.
Yeah, like a career path.
It is, and it's kind of like leveling up in a video game.
I like that analogy.
So you start as a sales associate.
Okay.
Learning those ropes, customer service, product knowledge.
Building that foundation.
Exactly. Then you move up to assistant manager,
Okay.
taking on more responsibility for inventory and scheduling.
More responsibility, more challenges.
Exactly. And then finally you reach the top level,
The big boss.
shop manager,
There you go.
where you are responsible
Yeah.
for the entire operation.
The whole enchilada.
Yes, from hiring and training to setting sales targets
Right.
and ensuring profitability.
So you're really running the show at that point.
Yeah, and understanding that progression.
Can not only help you answer questions about your long-term goals,
Right, showing that you're ambitious.
Yeah.
That you have a vision for your future.
but it also demonstrates to the interviewer
Mm-hmm.
that you've actually thought about your future within the company.
You're not just looking for a job.
Right.
You're looking for a career.
Exactly. Okay, so let's jump back into those interview questions.
Okay, back to the hot seat.
With one that's always a little bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah. Oh, what is it?
How do you manage and resolve customer complaints and issues?
Okay. Yeah, that one can be tricky.
Because this one is all about showing those customer service skills and your ability to stay calm under pressure.
Grace under fire.
Because in the world of food retail,
Right.
complaints can be especially tricky.
Yeah, you're dealing with people's food.
Exactly.
It's personal.
It is. Especially if there are quality concerns involved.
Oh, absolutely. Food safety is paramount.
So it's not just about appeasing the customer.
Right.
It's also about protecting the shop's reputation.
Yep.
And ensuring everyone's safety.
It's a delicate balance.
It is a great way to prepare for this question
Okay, tell me.
is to have a few anecdotes ready to go.
Oh, that's a good tip.
Like that time a customer complained
Okay.
that their steak was too tough.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah. And you not only offered a refund,
Right.
but you also gave them tips
That's going above and beyond.
on how to cook that particular cut to perfection.
You're like a meat whisperer.
You turned a negative situation into a positive one.
That's the goal.
And maybe even gained a loyal customer.
Exactly.
So it's all about showing that you can handle those difficult situations.
With grace and professionalism.
And remember, if you're not sure how to best frame your anecdote,
Right.
or you want to ensure that it really aligns with the company's values,
Okay.
RoleCatcher's AI can help.
Oh, of course.
So you can just plug in your response,
Oh, this hour.
and the AI will give you suggestions
Oh, wow.
on how to make it even more impactful.
It's like having a personal script doctor.
It is for your interview answers.
I love that.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready for another curveball.
All right, are you ready for this one?
Hit me.
Can you tell us about a time when you had to make a difficult decision related to the meat and meat products shop?
Okay, so this isn't about the decision itself.
Right.
It's about how you handle those tough choices.
Exactly. So the interviewer is looking for problem-solving skills,
Okay.
accountability, and the ability to learn from your mistakes.
So we all make mistakes.
We do.
It's about what we do after that matters.
Yeah. So maybe you had to deal with like a supplier issue that threatened to disrupt your inventory,
Oh, that's a stressful situation.
or maybe you had to make a tough call about disciplining an employee.
Those are never easy.
So choose a story
Okay.
that really highlights those qualities, even if the outcome
Yeah.
wasn't perfect.
Sometimes you can't win them all.
Right. What matters is that you demonstrate a thoughtful decision-making process.
Right? Showing that you weighed the options.
Yeah, the courage to take responsibility
Not passing the buck.
and a willingness to learn
Always learning, always growing.
from that experience.
It's all about continuous improvement.
Yeah. Okay, so we've covered some really important ground here,
We have.
but we still have a few more questions to tackle.
Okay, I'm ready.
And they're all about staying ahead of the curve
Oh, I like that.
in the meat industry.
Keeping it fresh.
Yeah. Okay, so let's jump back into those interview questions. We've talked about experience, quality control, leadership, even handling those tough customer situations.
It's a lot to cover.
It is.
Yeah.
But now let's talk about staying current in this ever-evolving industry.
Yes. Got to keep learning.
So one question that you might get is, how do you stay up to date with industry trends and changes in customer preferences?
That's a good one.
Because this one might seem kind of simple on the surface,
Right.
but it's really a chance for you to show that you are not content with the status quo.
You're not just going to sit back and coast. You're actively seeking new knowledge, looking for ways to improve, to innovate.
So it's not enough to just say, oh, I read industry magazines.
No, you got to go deeper than that.
So what would you say?
Well, you could mention specific publications that you follow.
Yeah.
Maybe even like a recent article that caught your eye
Ooh.
about a new dry aging technique or the growing popularity of ethically sourced meat.
Okay, so show them that you're not just reading.
Yeah.
You're actually thinking about how to apply those trends.
Right.
Okay, so what about those changing customer preferences?
Oh, that's huge.
Because those are always evolving.
Exactly. So you could talk about how you used customer feedback, maybe from surveys or social media,
Yeah.
to adjust the shop's offerings
Okay.
to meet those needs.
So it's all about being adaptable
It is.
and proactive.
The meat industry is constantly changing.
Now imagine the interviewer throws you this curveball.
Okay, great.
What's a recent industry trend that you found particularly interesting, and how would you apply it to this shop?
Ooh, okay, so that's where your prep work really pays off.
It does.
You got to have a specific example ready to go.
Okay.
Something that demonstrates both your knowledge and your ability to think strategically.
Okay. So what would you say?
Well, maybe you've been reading about the rise of online butcher shops
Okay. Yeah.
and the convenience they offer customers.
So how would you apply that to a traditional brick and mortar shop?
That's a good challenge.
Yeah.
So you could talk about incorporating an online ordering system for pickup or local delivery.
Oh, that's a good one.
Or maybe you'd suggest creating a social media strategy that really showcases the shop's unique offerings and expertise.
Oh, yeah?
And encouraging customers to engage online and then come visit in person.
So it's about blending those traditional skills with modern approaches.
Exactly. You got to stay ahead of the game.
Okay, so now let's tackle the final question in this set.
All right, bring it on.
How do you manage and analyze sales data to make informed business decisions?
Ooh, data analysis.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah, so this one's all about showing your analytical skills.
Right. You're not just winging it.
You're using the numbers.
The numbers tell a story.
They do. So the interviewer wants to see that you're not just going with your gut feeling,
Data-driven decisions.
but you're using the data to track performance, identify trends, and make strategic decisions.
So you got to give them a concrete example.
Right. So what would you say?
Well, maybe you noticed in a previous role that sales of a particular type of sausage were declining,
Oh, yeah.
and you dug into the data.
Okay.
You identified a seasonal dip in demand,
Oh, interesting.
and then you adjusted your ordering accordingly to minimize waste and boost profitability.
So using that data to make smart decisions?
Exactly.
Or maybe you used sales data to identify your top-selling cuts,
Right.
and then you reorganized the display case to give them more prominence?
prime real estate in that display case.
Exactly, which led to even higher sales.
So it's all about showing that you can translate that data into actionable insights.
That actually benefit the business.
Make that cash register sing.
And remember,
Yeah.
if you're struggling to articulate your data analysis process, or you want to tailor your example to this specific shop,
Right.
RoleCatcher's AI can be a huge help.
It's like having a data analyst and a career coach all rolled into one.
Yeah, it is so... Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
From understanding the role itself
Yeah.
to tackling those tough interview questions.
We hit all the major points.
I think we've given you the tools to walk into that interview with confidence.
And a whole lot of knowledge.
Yes. And don't forget about RoleCatcher.
Right.
Their AI-powered features can help you really personalize those answers, highlight your skills, and make sure you're presenting yourself as the ideal candidate for the job.
It's like having a secret weapon in your pocket.
It is. So whether you are a seasoned busher or just starting your journey in the meat industry, remember that thorough preparation is key.
Absolutely. Practice makes perfect.
Use those resources that we've discussed today, practice your answers, and most importantly, show your passion for this really exciting and dynamic field.
Passion is contagious.
It is good luck with that interview.
You got this coming.